Hi, everyone. We'll give it a few minutes. I have right 7 o'clock, and I thank you for joining us on time. And welcome to the Sound Healers Association July meeting. I'm excited to say we've opened up these meetings to the public. Let me stop sharing. Okay, there we all are. So I'm delighted to say that we've opened up these meetings to the public. And I'd just like to ask everyone to just take a minute and in the chat, tell me where you're from, how you heard about the meeting. That would be great. How, what sound instruments you work with or use. If while you're doing that, okay, let me let somebody in. I will do a couple of reminders for members. If you're a member, please post your events in the events calendar. And we're also accepting articles for the newsletter and blog, which is a great way to get your information and expertise out there. So where's my, and I'm multitasking here, so please bear with me. Okay, Gretchen from Mesa, Arizona. Hi, Gretchen, glad to have you with us. She works with gongs, bowls, Tibetan and crystal singing bowls, tuning forks, monochord, chimes, etc. Yay! And Joanna from Sound Healing Energy in Toronto, welcome. Healing vocals, sound Reiki, spirit drum, tuning forks, and more. Glad to have you with us. I see Ben from Australia. Hi, Ben. I was telling Laura about you and our pre-meeting conversation. Glad to see you from Melbourne. And he is definitely a member of SHA. He will be a presenter later this year. And I can't wait to hear what you do with singing, Tibetan singing bowls and tuning, and your tuning forks. So welcome, everyone. I want to take a second and give you an intro to our most awesome guest tonight. We're glad you could join us for our conversation with premium member Laura Penn Gallerstein. Let me get up her so you can see this, and hopefully let me rearrange stuff so I can. Again, bear with me. One person multitasking. Okay.
No. Just
and hopefully you can all see that. Okay, so Laura's going to talk to us about her work with sound and guided meditation and her first published book, Whispers in Sound. Yay, Laura! She's also the creator of Whispering Wings, an audio of guided meditations in sound. Laura founded and owns Sedona Sacred Sounds and offers sound healings with alchemy crystal bowls and guided healing meditations online and in person. She's going to share a sample of that work with us tonight, which I'm very excited for. I heard a little inkling before. Laura's trained with master teachers and practitioners from around the world in modalities such as sound healing, Raha Yoga, Reiki, reconnection healing, intuition, and Pilates for over 35 years. She's currently a sound healing practitioner in Sedona and leads sound baths on Zoom, private sessions, and small groups, as well as alchemy crystal bowl sessions at world-renowned Rancho La Puerta. More recently, Laura's led sessions in hospice and in elementary schools, and Her vision is to incorporate sound healing into hospice, hospitals, cancer centers, and wellness centers around the world with a focus to help those who have experienced loss. Welcome, Laura. So glad you were able to join us here tonight.
Thank you so much. I'm so happy to be here. Thank you. Welcome, everyone. Thanks for having me.
So in our conversation, we're going to talk about how did you get into sound healing?
Well, it started many years ago. First of all, I was born into a household with dance and music. So music and dance were a central part of my life for a lot of years. And then in my story, I talk about my mother passing and how I went into dance and yoga. And so music again was a central theme. And then about 22 years ago, I took a orientation course with Dr. Norm Shealy, who is one of the main doctors in the world doing alternative healing type work. That he worked with a pain center in his own pain center in Missouri. And I took his course and I was enrolled in a PhD program, and it was with him. And then I only did one semester because I was a mother of a 5-year-old. But at that time in that course, he brought out the crystal bowls. And that kind of started the whole journey. I was fascinated with the bowls. I was fascinated with energy medicine. And then years later, I took a yoga training, and one of the teachers asked me to sub. And at the end of the class in Shavasana, she said, "Oh, you just do this, this, and this with the bowls." I had no idea. And I subbed and I said, "This is it. This is what I want to do."
Nice, nice. It's wonderful when spirit just pulls you in that way. Unexpectedly, you go in expecting one thing, and then you're gifted with this other amazing thing.
Yes.
So that's how you found the bowls.
Right.
And do you want to talk a little bit about the guided meditations, and how did you,
Sure.
or when did you decide to combine those?
Well, I was very fortunate. I did study with a lot of different teachers and healers around the country and the world. And the main one beside Jonathan Goldman, I've read all of his books, I've listened to all of his CDs, and I got a chance to study with Dr. Mitchell Gaynor, an oncologist in New York City. And 3 months before he passed away, I was very fortunate and blessed. And one of the things that he kept talking about in his book and in person was the value of adding meditations and visualizations with the bowls, and how he was started doing this with all of his clients. And I was so inspired, and I felt so inspired by him. Not only is my father's name Mitchell, my son's name is Mitchell, and his name is Mitchell. It was like the universe just put us together. I'm like, okay, I got it. 3 Mitchells.
3 Mitchells.
So I'd been doing meditations for many, many, many years, and I'd been doing guided meditations, and then I just started incorporating them with the bowls. And I said, this is what we need to do. And he said in his book, you know, practitioners need to start incorporating visualization, guided meditation, and then using the sound frequency to elevate the meditations and amplify them, and it'll go way beyond in terms of its power and frequency. So I was pretty excited when I started doing that as my own practice.
So how did you end up at Rancho La Porta?
I left a marriage and I was running away. And
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't know that. But you know, sometimes that's a good thing.
right. And I was teaching dance at the time, dance and aerobics in New York City. And I looked online and I found that they were looking for instructors in Mexico. and it's a pretty world-renowned spa. It's like #1 in the country. So I started just teaching dance and aerobics, and then Pilates, and I did that for years and years and years. And then an ashram came to Rancho La Puerta, and there was a woman leading kirtan, and she said, chanting is the back door to enlightenment. And I'll never forget that. And I started chanting with her, and I always had this low level depression that was always with me. Like I always felt like there was something wrong with me. And then when I started chanting, it changed my whole world. And I said, oh my gosh, I need to start doing more of this. And so now I include chanting, toning, visualizations, imagery. I include all of it in my sessions.
Nice. And you mentioned something earlier when we were chatting about humming.
Yes.
That you have incorporated that as well. Do you want to speak to that for a little bit?
Yes, and I did forget to say one thing. Going back to Rancho La Puerta, I shifted out of teaching Pilates, and they started a sound healing program there about 8-9 years ago. And I was so excited that I just said to them, because I'd been teaching there for 30 years, and I was so excited. I told the director there, I can start doing sound healing classes. So she said, okay, we'll put you on the schedule. So because I had been there for so long, she just opened her arms and said, sure. So now I can go back anytime, and I'm actually going to be a presenter next year, probably going 2 or 3 times a year, presenting, doing sound healing.
Oh, so that's wonderful. Please make sure you put that on the website in the event calendar.
I will, as soon as I get that schedule. But going back to humming, Jonathan Goldman's book, beside Dr. Gaynor, he changed my life.
Mine too.
Yeah. Reading Shifting Frequencies, reading about Sanskrit and Hebrew and how they've come down through the dimensions, and then reading humming. And he talked about, humming, soothing the nervous system and bringing you into the parasympathetic nervous system. And I just thought to myself, and stimulating the vagus nerve, I said, I've got to start humming, not only myself. And I thought of, when we have a baby and you rock the baby and you start singing to it and humming to it, how soothing is that? And I thought, when my son was born, that's what I did with him. And so it triggered something, a memory. And I thought, oh my gosh, Jonathan Goldman's book is brilliant about humming. And so now I do that with all my clients, and we'll do it tonight. Yeah.
Yeah, I found myself humming in airports, especially. It just helps. There's, being empathic and clairvoyant, it is so much overstimulation, and the humming just keeps me grounded and centered and clear when I'm traveling. So even with delays and stuff, I find myself not getting nearly as upset as I would otherwise. So, well, that's awesome. And especially that they let you just kind of start up a sound program there. That's phenomenal.
It's phenomenal. It's really, and people from all over the country come there. You could have 70, 80 people in a class. And
yeah. And how was it received? Like first class?
Unbelievably well received. People, it is such an opportunity to spread the word, and people from all walks of life, and they come and they're blown away by the peace and how calm and self-love, how they feel. Like, people cry in these sessions.
Yeah. So tell me how you kind of progressed over time, and we have the book.
Okay, so what happened was, after I started, I got my first set of bowls. I started doing sound baths with other people,
Mhm.
specifically at the Soul of Yoga in Encinitas. And then my husband and I, he retired and we went on the road, and I started leading sound baths in yoga studios, and I would connect with people all around the country. And so that became a thing for about 2.5 years. I would lead a lot of sound baths. And then I settled in Sedona, and then I started doing weekly sound baths, and then it turned into, some privates, and then I became a partner with the studio owner, and she and I started leading trainings like, level 1, level 2. And so my partner and I split up about a year and a half ago, and yeah, about a year and a half ago, and I started doing my own sound baths here. That's kind of when COVID hit. I started doing
Yeah.
my own sound baths here at my house and on Zoom. And before then, I actually did a few hospice. I went into hospice and worked with a couple women, and then I was working, and I've done some work in schools where I went into. It was so fun. I mean, so
Kids love it. Yeah, they
kids
love it.
love it. I had first graders, kindergartners, and then most recently, it was about a year ago, I had even like teenagers, and
Nice.
they loved it. I mean, we need to be doing this in schools, I'll tell you.
Absolutely right. I mean, kids are just so receptive. They don't even question it. And intuitively, they just reach for what they need. It's so interesting.
It's fascinating. And
Yeah.
I recently worked with a 7-year-old. We had a book launch here. A 7-year-old, he knew exactly what to do.
Yep.
It
Yeah.
was so anyway, I'm trying to think of all the things I've been doing. I worked in a kids camp, um, trainings and sound baths. Yeah, that's about. So now I'm more interested in. I'm interested in working with Empower Her, which is a nonprofit that supports young women who have lost their mothers. And I just became literally a partner with them because I donate a lot of the proceeds from my classes and selling the books to this organization. So I'm
What's
very
it called? To empower her?
Empower Her.
Okay.
And I also support another organization, Crohn's Colitis organization, because we have a member in our family, couple members who have the disease. So I'm very interested in charity work
Mhm.
and trying to get the word out, trying to
Yeah.
get the word out.
Yeah. Well, I, you've certainly been out, been out there doing lots of different things and touching lots of lives. Um, the um, what impact do you think you've had on the kids that you've worked with? Let's start with the kids.
I think the kids are so fantastic today. First of all, the kids that are being born they're off the chart in terms of how evolved these kids are and how smart they are. And I hear it from my mom, like about my nephews and nieces, like they're just so smart and so quick and so highly intuitive, and they resonate with alchemy and
Mhm.
sounds. They just do it like it's so fantastic for them, and so many of them are so empathic and so highly, and I talk about that in my book. I talk about how the kids that are coming in are highly sensitive, and because they're so sensitive, they can tune into things so much easier than a lot of adults can. So they take to this like that.
Oh yeah, they absorb it almost immediately. Where I think sometimes the older you are, you just erect more walls and
Yeah.
have more distinct belief systems about what you resonate with and not. So, but yet I can't tell you, I've also had great success with elders and sound and transitioning.
Yeah.
So I was delighted when I saw your work with hospice. Can you tell me, speak to a little bit before we go into a sample of your work and a guided meditation, how did you come up with the book? So you've been doing all this work and getting the word out there and touching all these people's lives with sound and meditation and healing vibes and yoga and dance and all these wonderful things. And how did that evolve into the book?
Well, COVID hit
Ah,
and I was hiking and I literally heard it's time to put your meditations together. It's time. And then I heard it's also time to tell your story because it could help a lot of people. People, this world is suffered. We have
oh yeah,
a lot of suffering in our world. And so when somebody shares their story, then somebody else says, wow, that makes me under, and in my book, I really tapped into the Aquarian age, how we literally just stepped into it in December. But it started, the dawning of it 60 some years ago.
yeah,
And so I was very excited because I've studied a lot of astrology and I thought, you know what? I'm going to weave in astrology. I'm going to weave in sound. I'm going to weave in how we're shifting. We're in the shift of the ages and that we need to have more hope and optimism to share with our world and not the negativity that we see around us.
yeah.
And so that's what my plug is to share more optimism and to have a bigger vision of our future, that what's happening now, the chaos. So I started writing every day and I talked about the chaos. It's just a breaking down of old systems. It's time for them to change. And we can't continue to pollute our planet and can't continue to hurt our earth. It's similar to hurting ourselves.
Yeah.
And so we need to change all of this. And we need to be more conscious about food, about the earth, about treating animals and, and helping the younger generation not to fall into despair, but to have hope and optimism for the future, and that we need our younger ones to bring in their ideas and their creativity. That's what this new world is about. And we need to, and us in our age group, we need to support these younger ones to come up with these ideas. So that's what my
Yeah.
book's about. And it's about my story and then but also about astrology and about stepping into the new age, and then I have these meditations at the end of the book and how they can access them in the back of the book, but also access them on my website for free. They can just go into my website and listen to these guided meditations with the bowls. I recorded them professionally in a recording studio. So it's not just a book, it's actual access to meditations with the bowls.
So, and we'll just take a second and repeat Laura's website, which is laurapengallerstein.com. And it is on your meeting invite. So if you want to go check out her website and some of her recordings. So what do you, one thing I do want to mention, because Laura and I chatted last night, we chatted a little bit tonight, and we were talking about astrology and cartography and how does that relate and where do you live and what's best, and her moving to Colorado. We just had some great conversations just in preparation for this meeting. So what do you think, Laura, about now to share a sample of your work with
Sure.
us? Are you ready to do that?
Yes.
And I will put up well, I don't know. So if everyone can just kind of let me know in the chat if you want me to put up the cover of her book in her website, or if you want to watch her do the sound session. Which would you prefer? I'm open to either. Laura, do you have a preference?
Um, no, we can show the book at the end. I think it's good if they watch. They can,
No.
yeah, somebody just said, let's just watch. I think
Yep.
that would
Okay.
be great. Um,
Perfect.
so I'm going to plug in now. Is that good? So I won't be able to
Yes.
good. I won't be able to hear anybody, but
No, but we'll hear you. And
right.
I will communicate with you privately in chat, as
Okay,
we talked about before.
that sounds good. And I'm excited to share a little bit of Jonathan Goldman's humming. So here we
Thanks,
go.
Laura.
I'm going to plug in. Can you hear me okay? Hear me? Okay, good. Great. So let's just begin by rubbing our hands together. Our hands hold light, they hold energy, and they hold healing. So we're going to bring one hand to your lower belly, one hand to your heart. Close your eyes and just take a long, slow, deep breath in. Bring the breath all the way up from your lower belly, all the way up to the top of your head. Pause, and then exhale. We're going to do this a few times. On the next breath, inhale light, long and slow, deep breath. Breathe in the words, I am peace. Pause at the top and exhale, I am peace. And now breathe in the words, I am love. Pause at the top and exhale deeply, I am love. Inhale, I am truth. Exhale, I am truth. And last time, breathe in, I am loved. And exhale, I am love. And now bring both hands to your heart. So both hands together. And we're going to begin with a little humming. Thank you, Jonathan Goldman. So allow yourself to begin with the humming. Allow yourself to rock side to side. And now let's go into the ah sound. The ah sound is the sound of the heart. Ah. And now let's go into the Om. Take a deep breath. Exhale. Now find your most comfortable seat or lying down position for the next 10 minutes, 15 minutes. Allow yourself to get very comfortable. So that your body can be very relaxed in your most comfortable position. There we go. And now begin with tensing up your body, tensing. Big breath in and big exhalation. You can close your eyes 2 more times. Inhale. Tense up the whole body, and big exhalation, letting go of something you're ready to let go of. And last time, inhaling and big exhale. And now bring your hands to your heart. And somebody loved you very much and gave you a name. What is that name? Say it 3 times to yourself. That name embodies love, the energy of love, and that's what you carry inside of you. And now set an intention for yourself, because the bowls will amplify your thoughts and your intention. As Jonathan Goldman always talks about. And now allow yourself to relax. Relax your hands by your side. And begin with your breath. Breathing in slowly, and allow your feet and legs to relax. And relax your hips. Take a breath. And relax your belly. And relax all the muscles along the spine. Take a breath. And see how quiet and still your body can be as you breathe. And relax your shoulders. Relax your chest. Relax your arms and hands. Relax your jaw. Allow your mouth to part. Take a breath. Relax your face. And relax your forehead. See if you can let the stress of the day wash away with your breath. Allowing your body to soften. And now we're going to go on a little journey. See yourself in a beautiful forest. And you're standing on the earth, and you feel the earth vibrating beneath your feet. cross over this bridge with these elders, Native American elders, who are wise beyond years. And as you walk in, you notice the air. The air is so fresh and clean, and the sky is blue, blue, gorgeous blue sky. You've stepped onto the new land, and the earth is vibrating with life. The earth is clean and pure, and people are dancing and smiling. They're dancing in the streets. They're dancing in the meadows, and they're singing, and children are laughing, and there's so much joy. It's everywhere. And a cloud comes down from the sky and takes you and the elders, grandparents, to go visit the ocean. And you see the dolphins and the whales jumping in and out of the water. And you hear a sound of the whales and the dolphins. And you feel their joy. They're so happy. The water is pure and clean. You can see straight down to the bottom of the ocean. And the dolphins jump out of the water and kiss you on each cheek. And you feel their message of joy and love and hope. And the cloud picks you up with the elders and takes you across meadows and mountains and hillsides. And you see that all of the earth is teeming with life, and animals are roaming joyfully. And the cloud picks you up and takes you down to the local school. And you walk in the school and you see the children happily learning. And they're learning so much about the earth and life, and about astrology and singing and dance and art. And they're allowed to walk around and touch projects with their hands. And they don't have to stay at desks all day long. And you can tell the teachers are joyously teaching these children. And they're learning about the earth's cycles. They're learning about ancient lands and the wisdom that has been passed down through the ages, through different religions and different ancient teachings. And the children are glowing with joy, just so happy to be alive and to be learning in this very creative way. And the cloud comes down and picks you up and now takes you to the hospitals. And they're no longer called hospitals. Now they're wellness centers. Wellness centers filled with life, alive. As you walk in, there are crystals in the walls, and there are lights of color everywhere, and aromatherapy. And you go into one room, and you see a bed made of crystals, and you lie down. And you feel at peace. Your body relaxes into this bed. And the nurses and doctors come in, and they're skilled with energy medicine. And they help to recalibrate you. You slowly bring yourself back here and just wrap your arms around yourself and give yourself a huge hug and tell yourself how wonderful you are and the gifts and talents that you were born with. Honor them. Honor all your gifts and talents. And never let anyone ever demean you, belittle you ever again. So you become your cheerleader and tell yourself how amazing you are. And keeping your eyes closed, we'll end with one little humming just to segue back to where we started. Take it into an om. I always love to end with this little chant with your hands together. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. May all beings everywhere be happy and free, and let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Namaste.
Wow. Thank you so much, Laura. That was amazing. Absolutely amazing. In a few minutes, I'll open it up so everybody can comment. I just ask you to raise your hand so we can unmute. And before we do that, Laura, where do you go from here?
um, I'm leading trainings. Like I have a training coming up in August, and it's a sound healing training. And basically, it's a combination and culmination of all my years of studying and training. I picked out the juiciest, best stuff to teach people, and I have them do a lot of inner child work in the training, which I'm really excited about because I think we all need to do that kind of work, incorporate it in this kind of sound work. And so, sound trainings, I'll continue to do my sound baths. Um, I want to go back into schools and I want to work with this organization, Empower Her. I don't know. I'm just so excited. And my husband and I are going to do some more traveling. And so I plan on leading trainings and courses and traveling and leading sound baths. And I don't know, everything's opening up now. So it's so exciting. I can't pinpoint one thing, but it's definitely with the bowls, with chanting, with toning. I didn't even bring in chimes tonight. I bring in all other kinds of instruments, but
Mhm.
this is my go-to. So I don't. I have
Yeah.
another book. I have another book after this for children. So I
Oh,
got
yeah.
a lot of creativity coming out.
Oh, yeah. Amazing. We're all expecting even greater things from you. Please let me know if you come to Colorado. I will
Yes.
definitely let you know the next time I'm in Sedona. I haven't been there for a while. But yeah, it would, that was just such a blessing. Did anybody have anything you would like to share back with Laura? Just kind of raise your hand and we'll unmute you.
Don't be shy.
Joanna, great. I think you should be unmuted.
Yeah,
Perfect.
it's just a real, it's a nice treat to be on the receiving side. So, thank you so much for sharing your beautiful music with us and guiding us in the way that you did. Um, it's a great reminder that I need to continue to schedule these kinds of things for myself. So thank you.
Oh, you're welcome so much. Oh, I'm so honored. Thank you. Thank you. And bring
Yeah,
in,
it's one of the great things about this meeting is we all are teach or work with others and share our work, and it reminds us to receive. And
and
that was just awesome, Laura. Just amazing. I
I,
love the meditation.
I just want to encourage everybody, like when you're doing your work, to keep stepping into an optimistic place, because that's what we need to keep pushing is optimism and not get caught up in all the fear that's in our world right now. And I think more than anything, whatever your modality is, we need to be pushing hope and optimism for our future and work with your voices, chanting and toning. I mean, that's so, I love that. Jonathan Goldman really, pushes that, and I love that so much. He through all his CDs encouraged me to do that. So anyway, I want to encourage you all to do that too.
Well, and Jonathan does say your greatest instrument is your voice. So thank you for that reminder, Laura.
You're welcome.
Ben, uh, would you unmute yourself, please?
Hi, hi Laura, hi everyone. I
Hi.
just wanted to say thank you for such an amazing meditation, and I liked your unique way that you toned those tones in your music, but also the meditation itself, the way you guided us through that journey was quite unique as well. So the blending of what you do has created this unique experience, which I thought was quite wonderful. So thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thanks for being here.
Was that one of your personal meditations that's in your book, Laura?
Yes, it is. So
Yeah,
it's
I love the visualizations in that. It was just, gosh, I think we were all, at one point, I know I was like, oh, please, please let it be like this.
and usually I do apologize. I went a little fast because I was a little nervous about time. So usually I do go slow. So, but anyway,
It,
it's
it was fine. That was more than fine.
okay, good.
Did anybody else have anything that they would like to share? No pressure if you don't. I just want to make sure everyone has a chance.
I just want to say my mom is here online. And I'm so grateful she's here. And my husband's here, Gary, and my friend Jody is here. They're all in the background.
Hi, Gary, Jody, Mom.
Oh.
Is Janet Mom?
Yes, Janet's
Oh,
mom.
hi. Hi, Mom. So glad you could join us tonight.
So am I. This is all very brand new to me.
Well, and what did you think?
I loved it. I really did.
Yeah.
I loved it. I'm very proud of her.
Oh.
Yeah, I know it's just such a pleasure to have you here with us. I'm so glad you were able to join us tonight.
So am I. I'm glad that I got on. You must be able to, because I am in Baltimore, Maryland. And
Okay.
I don't know where you are, but I heard you say somebody from out of the country. I think it's amazing. It is. It's amazing that all these people can get into this one little place.
Yeah, that would be Ben. He's from Australia, and I'm in Colorado. And Joanna, where are you?
I'm in Toronto, Canada.
Oh.
Nice.
Wow.
Yeah.
And Gretchen, where are you?
I'm in Mesa, Arizona.
Oh,
Okay, so
cool.
you're in Arizona. And Suni, where are you?
I'm in Mesa, Arizona also.
Oh,
Okay,
cool.
great. So, I mean, for a handful of people, we're covering quite a bit of territory. And that is the case. Each meeting we're actually spread out pretty much around the globe for the people that are able to join us. So that everyone knows, when you do get the invite, feel free to share it with other people and invite them to join us. Prior to this meeting, I did put the listing on Instagram and LinkedIn and several groups I'm in on Facebook to get, and sent it out to the whole association as well. I'm hoping to promote it more. I mean, I just keep trying to promote it, and eventually they will all come. We won't be able to have audio. Everyone will have to raise their hand and do it all in the chat someday. That's part of my mission for this get together in sound and joy and love. And it's just an amazing journey, and so glad that you're all able to join us. Let me put up Laura's book piece again so that everybody can get that website address. And hopefully everybody can see that. Can you see it?
Yes.
Yes? Okay, great. And Laura, again, thank you so much for being here. And it's been such a pleasure for me to meet you and get to know you. And I'm very excited about your work. And again, I'll ask anyone who is a member of the association, if you would like to share some of your work, an article, I'd be happy to put it in the newsletter, put it on the blog. We'd love it if you'd be able to do that. And certainly list your events on the website. Somebody had brought up that the paste function wasn't working, so I've got our IT folks working on that. So hopefully that'll be resolved here in the next day or two, and that will be working again. So any last words, Laura?
No, just thank you so much. This was really fun, and I loved meeting you, and I loved meeting everyone. It was an honor to be here, an honor to play my bowls, and just a complete honor, and I feel blessed, and just thank you. We'll stay in touch, and thank you. Namaste to everyone.
Thank you so much, Laura. Blessings on you. And thanks to your mom and friends and partner for joining us.
Yes.
And we'll talk soon.
Mwah.
Thank
Good night,
you so
everyone.
much.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.